Alright, this is my audience and the slideshow that they'll be watching. Right, we all know what it's like to be sick and to have mucus in our lungs, and I'm pretty sure that we all hate that, but what if you had that in your lungs all the time and no matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get all of it out? There are 30,000 young adults and children in the United States that are living with cystic fibrosis right now. And basically that is what their disease does. It affects their respiratory and their digestive system. And it causes lots of problems for the children, mainly with, physically with their health, emotionally, and also socially with school. They miss a lot of time out of school. And they have various treatments and medications and hospital visits that they have to take that takes time out of their lives, which makes it different than any other normal person would do. So I am going to take you through what a day in the life of a person with cystic fibrosis is. My cousin Dylan has cystic fibrosis, so for about 15 years now I've known what it is and have had to learn all the treatments and done a lot of research with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, and I think I know what I'm talking about. So, well, their day starts right away when they get up. They usually have to get up a couple hours before their regular school children would have to, because they have different treatments that they have to do. So with their digestive system, they can't absorb food normally like we do, so they're usually really skinny and they don't get a lot of nutrients. So while they're sleeping, in order to get a lot of the nutrients in them, they have to have a G-tube put in, or it goes right into their stomach, and then they have to put, usually it's Ensure, you can drink it too, but they put in something that looks like an IV and it pumps right into their stomach all night. And when they get up in the morning, they have to clean their area on their stomach and clean out the tube that everything is put in, and they have to clean their area. And then usually their first respiratory therapy is in the morning too. They usually have 3 of them throughout the day, and what they do with that is they put a vest on that's hooked to a machine, and that machine pumps the vest full of air, and then the air compresses back and forth to release the mucus out of their lungs. And while they're doing that, they also have medicine that gets evaporated and they breathe in through a nebulizer. That also helps thin out the mucus so they can cough it up better, and if they don't cough it out, then it's just going to cause infections. And usually the therapies take about 45 minutes. It can take shorter or longer depending on the severity. And once they're done with that, then that's usually all that they have to do in the morning at home. But they don't get to leave their cystic fibrosis at home. They have to bring it to school with them, and so they can't just go to school and be a normal kid. They have to do another session of the therapy, usually during lunchtime. Sometimes they'll have to miss recess or other unimportant classes like gym or music class, so they have the time to do that. And they also, during lunch, have to leave to go to the nurse's office, so the nurse delivers pills to them. They're pancreatic pills, which helps them absorb more nutrients from their food again, because their pancreas doesn't make those like it should naturally, so they have to have the pills to do that. And the Miami Children's Hospital in 2007 did a research study on their patients for a 6-month period, and 1 in 7 of the patients said that they had been teased at school directly because of their cystic fibrosis. So it's they get teased a lot because of it. And also because their lungs they're not as strong as regular kids' lungs. They're supposed to exercise to build up the strength in their lungs, but it doesn't always work, and sometimes they have similar to asthma, where the feeling is that they can't breathe. So sometimes they do have to sit out of things like field trips or, you know, gym class recess again because of that. And once they get home, again, they do have to do the therapy, usually a third time right before bed. Every meal, they have to have the pancreatic enzymes. Every time they drink something, they have to have the pancreatic enzymes. And also, a lot of times they go through unexpected hotel stay or hospital stays. So sometimes they'll go to the hospital for their checkup and find out that they have to stay there for weeks or up to months because of complications with their cystic fibrosis. So then at night they hook their G tube back up and they have to sleep with that in, and they wake up and they do the whole routine all over again. They never get a break from it. Right now there isn't a cure for cystic fibrosis, and since only 30,000 Americans have cystic fibrosis, the government doesn't provide funding for it. So it's all like donations and fundraisers that get this money to help it. In the 1970s, the average life expectancy was 7 years, and as of 2009, it was raised to 33 years. So there have been a lot of advancements, but the outlook for a healthy, normal life still isn't that good. They're always, seems like they're worrying about if they're going to be able to get health insurance, if they're going to have children, if they're going to be able to grow up, get married. So the physical, emotional, social problems of their treatments and their medications really are never gone. Thank you for listening to me.